I'm going to introduce you to two people. One, Andrew talked about, James Taylor Reed, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the mills. And then we're going to meet a lady who works in the mills, and she's really going to tell you the story about the mills. So, I would like to present James Taylor Reed and Annie, who works in the mill.
You're going home with me tonight, dear. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name, I think as the good lady introduced me, is James Taylor Reed. I'm the nephew of the founder of James Taylor and Sons Mill in Carrickfergus. Don't want to bore you too much about what we do and how we do it, or money or profits or anything like that, because that gets rather boring. Just give you a bit of a history on the building itself. My uncle James Taylor bought the mill in 1852. He bought it from James Cowan, who had bought it in, or taken it over, 1826. And seemingly there's a building or some sort of structure there that goes back to 1790 that has been in the manufacturing of textiles because of the river, because of the laneway that ran up the side of the mill. Anyway, my uncle bought it over, and then 6 or 7 years later, my two cousins, James Taylor and Alexander Taylor, went into partnership because they found out there was money to be made on it. They went into partnership, and after the demise of my uncle in 1871, 1872, they took over the running of the mill. They ran it, extended it, they added in, they spent lots of money on it, they spent thousands of pounds on it indeed. They added in, and it has just been recently completed, a couple of years ago, a hackling mill, what do you call that thing that was put in? Flax store? Flax store. They added in a flax store. They built a couple of extra floors on it, and now it's one of the tallest buildings in the area. It's 3 floors high, run by steam machinery. It's one of the most modern mills in Ireland at this time. We get the water from a nearby stream, or at least we used to. Used to come from Loch Mourne until we had a problem. Some say it was money when over the Belfast Water Corporation took over the running of Loch Mourne Dam. Others say it was because they were wanting to reroute the river. I don't know. I just run the mill. We've now built a dam. We've got our own water supply. We make money. The roadway has been improved. At the side of the mill, we pay for the upkeep of the road. We pay for the upkeep of the railway crossing further down the road. My uncle said whenever that arrived in 1850, he said it was great. He said it opened up business all over Ireland. Trade went everywhere. We trade through all of Ireland, trade through England, we trade through parts of Europe. Because we make good stuff and people come to us. Order books are full. So we're good.
Who makes your money? Who makes your money?
The workers make my money. If
Yeah.
it wasn't for the workers. The workers make my money. We're quite good employers. We built houses, 60 houses, Taylor's Row. We built a school. We educated people because we thought no point sending people down to get half a dozen bobbins if they don't know what a half a dozen is. They could come back with 1 or 2 or maybe even 6. Working the mill's easy.
Beg your pardon?
Working the mill's easy.
Excuse me?
Easy. So I'm led to believe.
I'm here to tell you, sir. Move aside. The work in the mill's easy? I don't think so. Have you any idea what it's like to work for that gentleman? 6 o'clock in the morning. You have to be there 6 o'clock in the morning. If you're not through that gate before 6, they close the gate on you and you lose a day's pay. You can't afford to lose a day's pay. There's myself, my daughter, my son, and even my husband works in it. And now my wee grandson, he's coming up and he's going to be working in it. He's turning 12 this year. What happens if you're late or if you say anything? If you were to say anything at all, they'd sack you. Not only would they sack you, but they'd sack your whole family. Put you all out. You lose your job. You lose your job and then you lose your home. Okay, I've got a lovely wee home. I have a lovely wee home.
Taylor's Row?
I live in Taylor's Row, number 3.
Number 3. They're nice
Number
houses.
3.
They're nice
It's
houses.
got its own toilet and everything out the back. It's great.
They're good.
You don't have to share a toilet, not like the last one. Oh, Lord.
There's about 600 people working in the mill now. 600 mill and 15,000 odd bobbins. And they're run from, what time do you come in?
I'm in at 5:45 every morning.
What happened to 5 o'clock?
5 o'clock, oh no, that was done away with.
Oh,
Oh, 5 to 7, no, that was no good.
5 o'clock.
6 to 6 now.
We'll change that. Come in at 6 in the morning. And they're run to 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. And then what time do you come home?
Well, we don't get out the gate till after 6,
After
about
6.
10 past 6.
7 o'clock change. Right. 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock that will be.
But we used to work to 7.
And didn't you get the benefit of the pay?
No.
How much do
No.
you get?
They took the pay off us whenever they took the hour off us.
How much do you
They
get
took
now?
nearly 2 hours money off us.
What do you get?
I
What do
only
you
get a couple of shillings every week.
2 shillings,
Well, maybe 4.
4 shillings. Change
If I
that
work
too.
hard enough.
Oh, well, you don't work hard enough.
Look at the calluses.
My
Do you want to
four,
see the calluses everywhere?
my 4 men are on 10 shillings a week. And you've been with me for I don't know how long.
I've been with you
Put up all
for
your- put up all your-
25
Put
years.
up all your fingers. Do that, show the good people. 10 fingers, 10 digits. She keeps her hair short, or else tied back up under her hat. People have been known to lose fingers. They've been known to be scalped.
Oh, why, like wee Winnie. Wee Winnie lost her whole scalp. And that
Caught in the
sounds
machine.
terrible, I know. But she was left with a big, big scar. Her hair got caught in the machine. Pulled her right in.
Had to stop the machine. Lost me a whole lot of money.
Blood
that
was
day.
everywhere. Do you know what he done? He took a shilling off her. Because he had to pay somebody to clean it
Had
up.
to pay it. I knew it was a good day for that. I was thinking of trying to figure out how I could get that colour.
He did.
So, what do you want to say to the good people?
Well, I want to tell them about the mill.
Tell,
Well,
pretend I'm not here.
12-year-old. You know, they used to be a lot younger. They used to be a lot younger. Poor wee things. They had to get underneath all the machinery. All of their stuff clogging up their lungs. It was awful. But then they brought this new reform in. That's all very well. But then, you know, from 6-year-old they were working in the mills and earning a wee bit of money once they were trained, like. Didn't get anything until they were trained. But once they brought in this new reform, 4 years' money you're losing. You know what I mean? From their 6 to their 10. And then the new reform, 10 to 12. Now, what are they going to do to 12? Learn how to read and write. Sure, what good's reading and writing when they're going to go into the mill?
They'll know what a half a dozen is.
Sure, many's a one anyway. Works in the mill. They don't need to know how many. You know, fingers, you count it on your fingers. You know what I mean? I never learned how to read and write.
I know.
And I've worked for 25 years.
For 4 shillings a week.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
Excuse me.
Thank you very much.
But anyway, 12-year-old, that's the youngest that can take them into the mill now. But that's no use to people that's got big families. They need these weans out working. You know what I mean? That's just sitting around the house to year 12. What are they going to do with them?
I know a wee woman used to feed her with Wayne's laudanum. She used to give them laudanum, keep them sleeping all day when she was at work. Because she couldn't afford the money to pay the sitters, you know. Not until it was 6 anyway, and she got it into the middle. But what's she going to do now? They're home to 12, you know. And like he's talking about schools and educating, that's all right. The school only holds so many. What happens to the ones that don't get in?
But I look after you. Am I not better than what my uncle was?
Oh, yes.
You know, it was me come up with the idea of making you put a hat on to stop people getting scalped. Someday they'll do something after
His
me.
uncle was an out torch.
It'll be, what you would call it, something maybe like safety and health, that kind of sort of thing.
What's that?
Safety and health, you know, because we're looking after your safety and your health.
Are you?
Aye.
Oh. Is that what they call it? But anyway, see his uncle, oh, he was desperate. He would have hit you smack in the back of the head, you know, if you happened to talk to the you had to talk with your mouth. Because you couldn't hear nothing, the machines going.
A lot of deaf people, but because of their machines.
I know, I'm a bit sort of, what was that you said?
I've noticed that, a lot of deaf people.
Well, that's true. You had to mouth everything to your friends because of the noise of the machines. It was shocking. And you got to use the sign language, you know.
I've seen a few of them signs. I just stand at the back of my clipboard and don't know what's going on. I've noticed the signs. I've also noticed some of the mouthing that you do. And now, do you want to help?
He lives in the lap of luxury, him. Oh, I see him out in the Sunday in his wee cart now. His missus with a big hat and big balloons and all that. Oh, we see you. But still,
that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. As long as you get a loaf of bread and a bit of cheese, sure.
When do you can afford cheese?
And a wee, well.
3 shillings a week.
Well, I'm hoping to get a wee raise at the end of this year. I'll be retiring soon, so I'm hoping to get a wee raise before I retire.
You take a raise out of me?
I would like to.
Aye.
And that will pay for the wee bottle of gin, you know. On a Friday night, keeps you going to a Monday, you know what I mean?
Thanks.
So,
anyway.
but I'll tell you, don't go into the mill. Oh, no, don't go into the mill. There's bound to be a better way. Go into service. Go into service. At least you've got a clean apron at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
You know what I thought whenever we came in here until that woman down there told me all about it? I thought these were all in here for an interview.
No. Well, I'm here. I'm away ahead to get.
Right. Well, I think
I'm going away to get when we drop the gin.
Right. I'll be right after you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Of Maine and Wilson.
Thank you very much for tonight. We've still got tea, coffee, biscuits, so please help yourself, ask questions. Andrew's still here, we'll take your questions. So, that's hard. No.